was a troubled kid, in and out of jail. When his daddy said, "This is the last time I'll pay bail," so he enlisted in the army, and they sent him to Iraq. He was a different man when he came back. Some people said the army must have whipped you into shape, but he said that's not the reason that I've changed. Somebody died for me before I even asked for help. He gave his life for me when I couldn't save myself. I cannot live the way I live, be the way I was. Every day's a gift to me because somebody died for me. Now they fold a flag and attach a silver star as the grieving mother leans against his arm. Then he stands before the family and he does his best to tell how he survived the night his best friend fell. No one who ever knew him was surprised he died that way. He always lived for Jesus, oh, he used to always say. Somebody died for me before I even asked for help. He gave his life for me when I couldn't save myself. I cannot live the way I live, be the way I was. Every day's a gift to me because somebody died for me. Now I don't want to waste a moment of the time that I have left. With every breath I'm given, God help me not forget. God help me not forget. Somebody died for me before I even asked for help. He gave his life for me when I couldn't save myself. I cannot live the way I live, be the way I was. Every day's a gift to me because every day's a gift to me because somebody died for me.
Welcome to the 2020 kindergarten graduation. We are really excited today, and it's good to have you back in the worship center with us this morning. Let's all stand. We're going to sing before the kids come in here, and all the parents get a little emotional as the kids walk down, but we're excited about this evening and celebrating the kids today. We're going to sing Our God is Greater, one of our favorite songs in chapel here, and lift up your voice as we sing. And then we'll have the kids come in just a minute here. Let's sing together. Water you turned into wine. Lift up your voices, and we'll get the kids in here in just a minute. Water you turned into wine. Open the eyes of the blind. There's no one like you. None like you. Into the darkness you shine. Out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you. None like you. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God. Out of your word we will find truths that will guide with our lives. There's no one like you, none like you. Strengthen us, Lord. Strengthen us, Lord, as we go. Seeking you always will know. There's no one like you, none like you. Come on, lift your voice in this chorus here. Our God is greater, our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God, our God. And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what could stand against? And if our God is for us, who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what could stand against? The kids are out in the lobby here. They're going to come in just a minute. Let's lift our voices one more time in the chorus. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God. Our God.
Good singing, Brother Ryan. Brother Ryan just finished it for us. Pastor Sammy was supposed to be here to lead the singing. He just texted me, got a flat tire on the way to kindergarten graduation. So, Pastor Ryan, thank you for taking care of that. And thank you for being here for kindergarten graduation, the long-awaited. This was supposed to happen back in May. And you all turned into homeschool teachers. And how many of you would say that is not your lifelong calling, to be a homeschool teacher there? Some people love it. My wife said that was not her calling, but thank you for your flexibility, and we're excited about tonight, our kindergarten graduation. Definitely a unique year, but a tremendous year of growth in your children and in our young people, and we're so thankful for that. I do want to say thank you to each of the parents and families that are represented here, and we have some of our graduates, I know of at least 4 or 5 that were out of state or on a family trip or other considerations, were not able to come tonight. And if you're watching and you're a part of the kindergarten family, we welcome you to the service online, and we'll be mentioning every graduate when it's time for the diplomas. And I'm so glad that you're able to be here. I would like to say to parents, thank you for your investment in Christian education. I believe that investment is one that will pay dividends and bear fruit in the lives of our young people for years and decades to come. And at Newport, we're so thankful to have a part in your child's education, and I'm excited about that. Out of respect for the graduates, especially when we're doing the program and things, if you have a little one that's a little antsy or gets a little loud, we do have childcare that's available if you'd like to use that. If you'd rather not use that, we also have a family room. If you go right out the lobby to the right, it's right there where those windows are. You'll be able to look in. You'll be able to hear everything that's happening through the sound system. And so the kids have worked diligently for their program and for this time. And so if you have a little one that gets antsy, we understand that, or a baby that starts crying, we'd encourage you. You can either take them to our nurseries or there in the family room toward the back. Let's open with a word of prayer, shall we? God, I do thank you for the privilege that we have here at Newport Christian School and Liberty Baptist Church to invest in the next generation. God, I thank you for the staff and faculty that you've assembled here, the heart that they have for the children. God, I thank you for the families that you've brought to this ministry, and God, for every family that's represented. And Lord, tonight as we celebrate, as they finish the kindergarten, we celebrate their first year, I guess, of school, I pray that, God, we would be reminded of the importance of planting spiritual seeds in their lives that will bear fruit and grow for the years to come. Bless now all that takes place this evening, we ask in Jesus' precious name. Amen. You may be seated. And this sounds like a really long way away, but I welcome now at this time into the auditorium the class of 2032.
Well, I cannot tell you how excited we are to present this program with this kindergarten class tonight. Clearly, there are a lot of things we could say at this point, but I think one of the best things we can say is well done. They did it. They did a great job. Parents, you did a great job. Teachers did a great job. Everything came together. You should be very proud of what your child has accomplished, and you'll see here a little bit of that program tonight. So without further delay, the kindergarten class.
Kindergartners, you did a great job, and I'm proud of you. Well done on your program. I know this year to get the program was a little tougher because normally it would be the last couple of months of school when they would be working on that more and more. And thank you also to our 2 kindergarten teachers. And let's give them a round of applause tonight. This has been a big year. This has been a big year for both of our kindergarten teachers. When your students left school in March, the last day we had school on property, she was Miss Carline. Now she is Mrs. Yanez. She's been married since the kids left school, and so we're happy for Miss Carline. She got married, and of course, this is a big year for Mrs. Church as she's expecting her first child, and so we're thankful for both of these ladies. They're such wonderful teachers, and appreciate them. Really, for the parents tonight, I'd like to share one Bible verse with you before we have the kids come up and get their diplomas and take those photos. And I'm going to share this verse. I'm going to share the same verse in our high school graduation at 7 o'clock tonight, but my thoughts there will be much different than they are here. But it's the verse that's found in Proverbs chapter number 22, verse 6, a familiar verse to many, where the Bible says, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it." The command here begins, that first word is train. It's a you understood. I think I remember that right from English in classes. It's that command. It's talking to us. I don't know if the word's imperative. It's been a while since I was in English. But that verb train, it's understood that it's a command to us, to those of us that have authority and influence over children. You see, as they get older, the responsibility begins to fall on them, doesn't it? It says in the second half of that verse, when he is old, he will not depart from it. When our children grow older, the responsibility falls on them. What will they do with what we trained them, with what we invested into their lives? But right now, the responsibility is on us as parents, as a pastor, as teachers, as a principal, as staff and faculty, as grandparents. And the verse here clearly teaches us that a child's foundation greatly affects his future. And I mentioned it already, but I'm talking to some people I think that already understand that, because you've made the investment, some might say a sacrifice, the cost, whether it's in commuting and in finances and other things, to have your child in a Christian school. Not just a private school, but a school where you understood everything would be taught from a biblical worldview. There'd be daily Bible instruction and weekly chapels, and that's what you wanted. Why? Because we understand that our children's foundation greatly impacts and affects their future. And here's my challenge to you parents on this kindergarten graduation. My challenge is this, is to train up, do our part to train up our children in the way they should go. The ways of God, the ways of His Word. You see, our opportunity to obey this verse, to show our kids the ways of Jesus, is very short. Those of you that are grandparents in this room, you understand how quickly it is when your children grow up and leave your home. My wife Tiffany and I are faced with that reality of the fact that our training opportunities are very short. We're faced with that reality tonight in a way unlike maybe we ever have been before. You see, our oldest tonight is graduating from 12th grade, and our youngest is graduating from K-5, from kindergarten. It doesn't seem like that some of you seem very surprised that we were old enough to have a 12th grade graduate. And especially my wife. Somebody told me the other day, they said, they saw a picture when we were younger. They said, she has not changed since you got married. And then they didn't say anything about me. And so I didn't think that was very kind. But I think I have a picture of our oldest when she was in kindergarten back there. And we'll throw that up. And that was our oldest that tonight graduates from high school. And then I look and see her mini-me over here graduating from kindergarten. And you know, it seems like it was just a year or two ago that my wife and I were taking that picture, and tonight I'm taking the picture of our youngest. I think you would all agree, and some of you are on the same path. You have some older children as well, and others you've already raised your children. But if maybe this is your first child and they're graduating from kindergarten, sometimes it can feel like I've got a really long time with them. But it doesn't seem like that long ago you were bringing them home from the hospital, and now they're going into first grade. And my challenge for us, I think we have, that's her in kindergarten. We've got a picture of her senior photo that we took. And it seemed like back at that K-5 picture, we had 3 kids, all ages 5 and under. And it seemed like we had a long time. Tonight, we have 5 kids. And in 4 years, 3 of ours will be out of the house, graduated from high school. My challenge to you is this, parents. How are we doing in that verse? In our priorities of training up our children in the way they should go. When they're old, they'll not depart from it. How are your family priorities? I don't know about you, but this whole shutdown thing has really challenged our family to take inventory on our priorities. What's really most important, and how important is your commitment to Christ and my commitment to Christ and to His Word and to His church? It's so easy in the busyness of life and rearing of children, so easy to get distracted, isn't it? The busyness of life and work and kids and sports and running them here and a tutor and the academics and all things that are good, but if we're not careful, our focus on their academic progress and our focus on their physical development and our focus on their extracurricular things, I've seen it in my own life and in our own families at times, can take a back seat to their spiritual development. And it seems like it wasn't too long ago you were holding these little ones in your arms, and tonight they're graduating from kindergarten, and blink once or twice more and they're going to be leaving our homes. Train up a child in the way he should go. Let tonight be a reminder that parents, we have a short season, a small window to train them up for Jesus Christ. And we're honored that you let us be a part of that in your lives, training your children up in Christ. But I just want to remind all of us, let's not let the distractions of life, the temporal things, cause us to put the spiritual development of our children. Moses, speaking to the children of Israel in Deuteronomy, what did he say? Talking about the commands of God. He said, thou, talking to the parents, thou shalt teach them, and here's the word, diligently. Make it a priority. The training of our children in spiritual ways. I'd encourage you, maybe get a children's devotional Bible and daily prayer with your family and a weekly time in church. And many of you attend our church and others attend other churches in the area. Whatever the case may be, if you don't have a church, you're here visiting that you regularly attend, we'd welcome you to join us on Sunday morning. We'll continue in our verse-by-verse study through Acts. But find a place that you can plug in where your children on a weekly basis can be growing in church. But then let's not outsource our spiritual development of our kids. They should be growing on a daily basis in our homes. Family prayer and time with them, training them up. All of those things and more will help to train them in the way they should go. And so tonight, on this kindergarten graduation, the challenge is simply that from Proverbs 22. Parents, we have a short window. Let's make the most of our opportunity to train them up in the way they should go. That our prayer is when they're old, they'll not depart from it. We're going to ask our graduates to stand at this time. If you'll stand, and they're going to prepare to receive their diplomas. We invite parents, if you'd like to slide out into one of the aisles, you're welcome to do that so that you can get a good picture. They're going to receive their diploma from Mr. Cyprian on this side of the platform, and then I'll be moving the tassel over to the other side on their hat on this side of the platform, and so they'll stop on both sides for photos, and so you can decide if you want in your family heirlooms, if you want Mr. Cyprian in the picture with your child, or do you want me in the picture with your child? And we'll see which aisle fills up more, Mr. Cyprian, all right? We'll find out. All right? Mrs. Church, Mrs. Yanez, thank you. It's hard to call you that. I'm used to Miss Carline. I'm so thankful for both of you and what you mean to our ministry and for all your labor. Having one of our own children in this class, I saw all the work that they did when we went into shutdown, and I saw the work they did before shutdown, and I'm thankful for your investment in our children. And are you ready to start with our first graduate? Here we go.
Graduating in absence, we would like to congratulate Isabella Bianchi
and Kennedy Bianchi. Congratulations to our next graduate, Logan Fairbrother. Emily Flores. Lucas Greeno.
Phoenix Henry. Graduating in absence, I would like to congratulate Jewel Huang.
Livia Cordova. Congratulations to Eliana Kim, who's graduating in absence.
as well as Carly Chen Liang,
and Kate Matar.
Amanda Mead,
Next, we have Marley Medoc. Graduating in absence, we have Liam Meyer. And congratulations to Melanie Milton.
Dylan Montano, Jacob Moore,
Lucas Morin.
Graduating in absence, I would like to congratulate Ryan Navasi, as well as Alexa Polychronopoulos. Congratulations, Jericho Kilanita.
Next, we have Nicholas Quint.
Mackenzie Savage.
Graduating in absence, we have Weston Smith. Congratulations to Aaron Song.
Kathleen Tellez.
Annalise Thompson.
Daniel Tiss. Congratulations, Sienna Welch. Last but not least, graduating in absence, congratulations, Grace Wolf.
Congratulations, class of 2032.
Congratulations, class of 2032. And parents, as we've mentioned, I know it's been a crazy season, but thank you for being flexible with us and for coming out tonight. I do want to make mention that we are making plans daily. We are working as a staff and faculty. We have been throughout this entire shutdown, making preparations to open our school this fall on September 2nd is the plan. And we're monitoring, of course, the entire situation surrounding the virus and all of the ever-changing guidelines, taking all of that into account. But our plan is we will be open. We have back to school night on Tuesday, August 25th. And then we have opening day on September 2nd. And if you were to ask, what's school going to look like, Pastor Ryan? What should we expect? I think I can summarize and speak on behalf of Mr. Cyprian and our staff and faculty, Mrs. Robinson in the elementary and Miss Lee in the secondary. Our desire and our direction could be summarized in the statement, our plan, we're seeking to make school as normal as safely possible when they come back. And so that's our goal. That's what we're working on. You pray that we have wisdom with all of those things. We believe that during this crazy season, our children more than ever need the social interaction, the personal development, and the academic training that school helps to provide. And of course, as we were this last semester, we're prepared to be flexible when needed to meet the challenges. There may be a few new processes and safeguards in place, but we're not planning to put every child in their own bubble where they can't play with their friends or they're eating lunch by themselves at their own desk and never interacting with other kids. That's one of the blessings of being a part of a smaller Christian school. We have small class sizes, and so the numbers of kids that they'll be around and that they'll be interacting with on a daily basis will be in the dozens as opposed to the hundreds if you were in a larger school where there are hundreds of kids out at recess. And our school has hundreds of kids in it, but they're not all out together and the classes are smaller. And so we're thankful for that. We don't feel, from our perspective as leaders and as educators, we don't feel that your children, what they need right now is to be in solitary confinement. And that's what we do to some of our worst criminals. We don't think that's what we should be doing to our children. And we understand that doesn't mean we're going to throw caution to the wind. We understand that there are concerns and cautions to take into account. But our plan is to open school back up as normal, as safely possible as we get ready to go back into the fall. And so we'll continue to move forward in that way. And I would just like to say we've been amazed and really very, very thankful and in some ways overwhelmed by the response and interest of Newport Christian School. When the shutdown happened, we had no idea how that was. Took about 3 months with nobody coming out of their houses, 2 months or whatever, where we weren't having tours, we weren't doing any of those things. And so we didn't know where enrollment would go. The phones haven't stopped ringing. Kevin and others in our staff are doing daily tours. We're looking at, once again, we will have another record enrollment this fall. It was 2 years ago that we opened our second kindergarten class. And then we opened a second first grade class and a second grade class. This coming semester, this fall, because of our enrollment, we'll have 2 of every elementary grade, and we're opening our 3rd kindergarten class. And so to God be the glory. We're thankful. We're thankful for the growth that He's given. And again, we understand that wouldn't be possible without families like yours that have partnered with us and believe in our mission and what we're trying to do, and we're so thankful for that. We could not have made it through this season without the support of our wonderful families, and I would like to give a special thank you to our principal, Mr. Kevin Cyprian. Will you join me in thanking him? And then one of our school secretaries has really headed up a lot of the logistics and details. I mean, there's a ton of things that went into tonight, but Mary Powers has really taken the lead. Let's thank Mrs. Powers. And our elementary director, who also changed her name since you saw her last. Wave your hand over there, Miss Sandy. Sandy Robinson now, Mrs. Robinson, our elementary director. And when you left, she was Sandy Roberson. She changed her name by 2 letters. And so she went from Roberson to Robinson, got married a couple of weeks ago. And a night like this, it would not be possible without all of our staff and faculty. God has truly assembled a wonderful team of people here that I love and respect so much. And so it's our honor to serve you and to partner with you, and thank you again for what you mean to us. If you know of anyone that you think would their family would be blessed by a quality Christian education, we'd be honored to serve whoever the Lord would bring to our ministry here, and we're thankful for what He has done and what He is doing. In just a moment, the class of 2032 is going to make their way out of the auditorium. Mrs. Yanez and Mrs. Church, if we can go out, you might already be planning this, let's go out to the courtyard so we've got a little more space. The parents can pick them up in the courtyard out there. We do need to clear the auditorium because we're going to come in here, sanitize and clean and get ready. We have our 8th and 12th grade graduations at 7 o'clock tonight. So at this time, class of 2032, if you'll stand, let's stand up, class of 2032, and follow your teachers. Let's congratulate them as they make their way out. God bless you. You are dismissed. Thank you for joining us tonight.